Good afternoon, everybody. It's a humid day up here on God's Hill. Coming to you today with your daily spirit lift. If you were around for our 200th plus one anniversary service on the last Sunday in June, you saw the t-shirts that we now have for sale. The t-shirts from the logo contest winner, John Shockey. It has a beautiful picture of the church door as well as the roots, celebrating the years on God's Hill, Hills Church, with the address and the telephone number. It's a really nice gesture. If you're interested in getting one, call the church, 724-327-3050. They're $20 a piece. And they're a nice way to show your roots in this community. But that got me to thinking in terms of roots, in terms of sitting down and going deeper into where you are, where we are. One of the things that's really interesting about meditative prayer, about contemplation, one of the things that's really fascinated me on this journey of contemplation that the church has been on with the Transformation Task Force, with COVID-19, with these daily spirit lifts, is that when you take a moment and step back, not much seems to happen. And what I mean by stepping back is spending 20 minutes in silence with the scriptures, spending time mindfully attending to where the Lord has been present with you today. At the end of the day, to run through your day and think back on where you've been. Where was God in that day? Where were you? Were you open to God's presence, or had you closed yourself off to God? And the remarkable thing about that is, just like these roots at the bottom of the tree here, the root system that recently science has taught us, the root system of a tree, it provides not only the nutrients, which we all learned about in elementary school, and it not only provides stability for the tree, it's also a way for trees to communicate with one another. That it's better to think of trees as organisms that live together rather than as individual entities, because the trees feed off one another, they work off one another, they live with one another, they communicate through their root systems. And so as you are digging down your roots, one of the things that happens in contemplative prayer, that 20 minutes of silence at the start of every day, that 10 minutes at the beginning, before you get out of bed, communicating with God. It's not very American. It doesn't get a lot accomplished. It doesn't seem like you're doing much. But one of the things that I've noticed, one of the things that has absolutely taken me by, I won't say surprise, but has taken my breath away, is that the Spirit works in those moments. And you may not see much right in that very second. But I've had more people say to me, I've had more people come up and say, I didn't think much was going to happen. I didn't have a very big hope that my attitude toward this or that was to change, or I didn't even know what needed to change in my life. But when I started praying to the Lord and I turned over those things that were on my heart, then things started to happen. Then God started to show up. Then people started to change. I know in my own life, I was kind of skeptical at the beginning of entering into centering prayer, because how can spending time in utter stillness bear fruit? But then I found out that centering prayer was 20 minutes of sitting in the presence of God, luxuriating in God's open arms. Didn't need to do anything. I also learned that God has moved behind the scenes. After a recent centering prayer time, which I felt was extraordinarily important that I took it, but not much happened during it, I got the answer for something that I've been praying for a long time. And it came from a place that I was so totally unaware of. It was such a wonderful moment, such a rooted moment, such a grounded moment. It's just my little plug-in, my periodic reminder that taking time in silence to be with God is never wasted time. It's never wasted space. If you have more questions about it, give me a call. And I'd be more than happy to talk with you about centering prayer. More than happy to talk with you about where I think God is active and alive in this beautiful world. Love y'all and miss y'all. We'll talk soon.